I was a military attaché in Moscow, so I was there too about the Redskins. Okay, but conscripts 160,000 reservists every 6 months. Russia, train them a little bit, let them go. That's 300,000 reserves a year, means 300,000 reserves. Now, brought by North Korea. Soldiers face around 1,000.
Yes.
That's what we call it. I mean, how educated or uneducated these soldiers are is a separate issue, but it is debatable. We call it a bullet pillow, a bullet cushion. Man, a pillow for a bullet. If you have many soldiers, it's called a bullet cushion in our literature. These are now, okay, I'm not so. There is a very interesting situation, for example, what is the military structure
by the way,
in North Korea?
I will come there in detail.
Yes,
I have made a study about the Navy.
The military structure
You have not
in
been
North
briefed,
Korea, for
but
example,
I will ask
do
you to
know
please
how
evaluate
long
it
was
in
the
detail
military
again.
service for men in North Korea? 10 years.
10 years.
10 years. 10 years from the age of 17 to 27, and women do it for 5 years. Every woman. And the number of soldiers is around 1,210,000. North Korea, with their reserves, that's 2.5 million. And so therefore...
And those 100,000 soldiers they sent here, we'll get to that, won't we?
Okay, one thing...
I wondered about that now, too. At what age, that is, he did not recognize this military training.
And let me tell you something.
Let's see,
very interesting.
Would be a contribution that would make a difference.
We have compiled this information, very difficult. I mean, we found it. Now, North Korea has sent 3 generals to lead its troops. 3 generals there are. One of them, General Kim Jong, a man named Buk, a Special Forces commander, sent him to lead these soldiers.
Okay, Chuckles.
And the second one, second chief of the general staff, general, a man named Ri Chang-ho. And the third one, he sent the chief of operations, North Korea.
So we sent very important names.
Very important, of course.
We'll continue from here. Now, sir, let's continue to stay here. Let's get some detailed information about atomic missiles, and then we will look at this. We will see that Russia is actually ready for a nuclear response. They have prepared their bunkers now. When we look at the characteristics of atomic missiles, let's say that it is a solid fuel, surface-to-surface tactical ballistic missile. Its maximum range is about 305 kilometers. It can reach all areas within Russia's land borders. It was fired from M142 HIMARS and M270 MLRS platforms.
Over there. The launchers are over there. You can extinguish them. There are multi-barreled ingrates.
Yes, I mean, yeah, that system
right.
over there,
yeah,
that's them.
It was first used in the Kurdish War in the invasion of Iraq in 91.
It was used in the Gulf War. Multi-landing launching rocket system says business to business. They are, well, very Ilan-Shelley multi-launcher firing systems. I mean, one of them...
So, for example, we say the maximum range is 305 kilometers, but it can't target a place 305 kilometers away, counting the Ukrainian border as 0.
The other one at a distance. Now. They are not all weapons with a range of 305 kilometers. Not.
1A, 1C is being used here to the maximum. Their range is around 165 kilometers. Now there are Block 2s. They have a range of 300 kilometers. But there's one thing we mustn't forget for the control of missiles. During the sale, a maximum, if I remember correctly, to a maximum of 290 kilometers
given for one
can be sold abroad. So you can export it by reducing its range. This is an international convention. Now that's why 300 kilometers 290 can be given, but giving 500 would be a very serious violation of international conventions and the conventions to which we are signatories.
I mean, both sides pulled out of it.
Yes, but they're still practicing it. Now, I looked at what you gave me here, meat before I came. It's always, they gave the ones below 290. There is something there, probably pay attention to it.
They were saying that there is no longer a law of war. There is no law for anybody because there is no war. There is no official war. There is no war.
And it's very important here. there is a situation. Russian, because their territory is being attacked, cries out. But it occupies Ukraine's territory and justifies itself. So here is the paradox. And we talk at work, for example, we are playing this desired scenario. Why are we playing the desired scenario? Because war can grow, war can spread everywhere, nuclear weapons can be used. Sit at the table. Sit at the table. And at the moment, a Russia that wants to assert itself in a victimized situation or policy. I mean, Russia, or you don't have, well, wouldn't he answer that very seriously? He will. Okay, then.
Let's talk about the possibility of a bullet.
Of course he will, and he will, and he will. But in the world community, Ukraine deserves it.
Can he take it with nukes? They will make people say that.
I mean, Ukraine deserves...
And do you agree with MTB? In other words, can tactical nuclear weapons be used by Russia, especially in the Kursk region?
Now, today, the use of tactical nuclear weapons is on the agenda. This is a possibility, it is true. But today, the Russian government has I came across it in the draft agency, it's new, it says, we don't plan to use nuclear weapons. Because, he says, we only think that nuclear weapons are a deterrent. Russians, now this, of course, using tactical nuclear weapons, one is an option. But the upside of this option will be greater than the downside.